Okay guys, so it finally happened. By the end of the split, we managed to hit all the way to Masters, all by solo queuing. That was, that's the name, SoloQ'd journey. Super lucky that the two teammates I got on this, one of the last games, was 2 over Diamond 1s. Because this whole day, I had been getting teammates through like Hardstock Diamond 4s, even Platinum 2s. It was just a generally bad day of Apex. Doesn't help that this was in the middle of the weekend. I think this was on a Friday or a Saturday. So it, the game gets very bad in the middle of the weekend, and I was like high-key tilted with the teammates I've been getting it up until this point. If you guys want to see any more series like this, if you guys want to see solo to message for the next split or anything like that, let me know in the comments. I will probably keep on making this. You guys love these educational playthroughs. I enjoy making them, so I don't have a reason to stop. So anyways, we decided to, they actually called the drop here. I talked to them a little bit. We have 2 Diamond 1s. One is a console Andy and one's a PC Andy. They seem pretty solid as far as personalities go. And they decided that we're going to drop on Sniper. I didn't really scout ahead, but I didn't see any teams dropping here. Just me and the boys.
I used to play Overwatch.
And what I had to learn at this point in Diamond is people take a lot of fights. They take a lot of dumb fights. You don't want to drop hot because there's going to be like a lot of people aping each other, especially towards the end of the split. There's a lot of people that feel like, okay, I've gotten the rank I want, I can just throw. And that has to constantly be a factor. So for the first time in this grind, I also played Wraith, or I think one of the first few games, I actually played Wraith all the way. So you're gonna see some really good Wraith plays throughout this. If you guys want to learn how to play Wraith, if you haven't already seen my tutorial and you want to see more in-depth, this is a great example of how to play it towards the middle of this VOD. So I'm really excited to show off just how we did together as a team. And yeah, so they ended up being another team here around here. I didn't know that. There's a mouse here. Didn't know that at the time, but it doesn't matter. So we're just moving forward here, or I am moving forward here. Just climbing up, try to get as much loot as possible. They ping the barrel stabilizer. The fact that I have 2 Diamond 1 teammates as well inspires a lot of confidence if you can get out of Diamond 4. Especially if you can get to like Diamond 3 or 2, that means that you're probably a master player, you just haven't put the time down. So when you get a high Diamond teammate, you can assume that they are fairly competent. These guys also use the mics a lot. I don't know if Shiv will be able to maybe highlight that from time to time. It might be hard when I'm talking at the same time, but I trust in the man, he's a great editor. So right now what I'm doing is, I kind of led us backwards because this team was holding the sniper spot. We go back here, nobody's looted terminals, there's a lot of free loot, as I mentioned in my how to rank up in every rank in SoloQ'd or whatever, I don't remember what's the full name. It's well up here though. That video I mentioned that there isn't really, as I mentioned in the video, you wanna abuse the fact that people don't loot properly. You can do this in almost every rank. You will find POIs that aren't looted, especially a high tier POI as terminal. This is also like kind of central in zone, so we can do whatever we want. But yeah, we're just walking up and now we're looking like, okay, what are we doing here? Just trying to get as much loot as possible. Because I'm still in white, Octane is on a blue armor. I have a R9 Mastiff. Normally I would try to run some type of sniper that has been serving me well in competitive and in this grind so far. But I was just feeling, maybe I'll keep the Mastiff, seeing as I play Wraith. Really comes down to just solidifying a base, right? You want to have loot, you want to be able to take a fight. You want to make sure that, when you trade time for something, like you don't just sit around. You get info, you get space, you get control, you get something more tangible as ammo, loot, or whatever. Just never sit around and do nothing. Because that's like a massive mistake I see a lot of new players do, is they just kind of sit around and do nothing. Actually, that's more of an experienced player thing. They think, okay, I'm just gonna hold this position, and I just unbind their keyboard and sit there for 10 straight minutes, and end up getting, end up not having any control of the situation when things, the pressure goes up, but they end up not having the loot that they need to deal with oncoming teams or anything like that. So really, you really want to make sure that you always get something out of your time. Because that's what I think one of the big things to separate a pro from a solo player. Or pro from like an experienced rank player is that they always make the best of the time. They don't just throw it away doing nothing. Now things are different in competitive because space, control and positioning is valued higher. If you rotate early, you just should almost sit around and almost not poke or anything. You don't want to trade anything, and you will just like get great results from time. But that's in a it's a very specific niche. It doesn't apply to Predator lobbies. Maybe when they're really sweaty at the start of a split, as a new one is coming out now. But most of the time they are not very sweaty. And, you know, you're still better off getting positioning, or sorry, getting something tangible like loot, getting control, getting space, more so than taking a position and holding it, because you won't get anything out of that. What I've noticed this season is that there's a lot of people that are just really easy to kill, so you might want to try to get kill points as well. It really comes down to the, you know, the zone and whatnot. I knocked the blood on right. So what I'm doing here is we're playing around the smokes of a DT and R9. There's a lot of teams. I think they called it right there as well, that there are many teams. I'm just trying to get the finish on the Bangalore. This, if you look at the top right, you can notice already 10 squads left. I don't know what happened. I'm playing the angle here. I'm a Wraith, so I can still back up if things go bad. Things do go bad, so I queue backwards. We know that our back should be safe. Could still be a team coming out of Oasis, but we know Estates is safe for the foreseeable future because we came out of there. Didn't see any team there. So odds are, you know, we can kind of make a push here. Now they called, they got a knock and he got some good damage, so we're moving forward. I'm doing a flank. Once again, my kind of job as a Wraith. Now there's people all over the place, so it's a bit scuffed, but I'm still flanking though, and he's looking for a space for, or an opening for my teammates. Trying to work with full control, like GB is sort of like, he's not anchoring actually, I think he's looting, but I mean he's making a push here because I can always fall back with my Q. That's one of the powers of Wraith that you don't really see like on Octane and whatnot. So we end up taking his jewel. Kind of risky because my teammates were really far away, but I was just very confident I could take this push. I didn't know he was low, for example. I thought it was his full health, but we took it. And I think personally what happens is when we play in these types of lobbies, or like when I start getting on our roll, when we start getting a little bit of momentum, I get a little bit of fluff in my chest, you know, a little bit of air. I start making some pretty bad pushes, objectively. But at the same time, you kind of want to be like aggressive. You kind of want to be bold, especially in these types of lobbies. So I went back towards the loot. They said it wasn't anything, but I wanted to check. There was a little bit of loot that I wanted, so I grabbed that. I took the... I went on the right here, so I wouldn't have to waste health heals. Realistically, I probably should have gone on the left, just in case there was a team gatekeeping here. It wouldn't surprise me with the way people have been playing ranked lately. They could very well be a team sitting on this high ground the road here. These guys are in a rat spot below. Maybe I'll show it at one time. But I thought maybe someone's sitting here. I still take the risk, however, because... I don't know, I just felt like it. Once again, you gotta take risks. I think it's good to think ahead of what could happen and what's gonna happen. But if you... A lot of people... This is probably like very high tier advice, but if... Like a lot of people... they get stuck on what could happen, and they paint a picture in their mind of a worst case scenario instead of just acting on what's real, on what's happening now. And that gets them like screwed a lot of shot callers. I do the same thing from time to time. We literally scrimmed right before, or we played a scrim right before I'm recording this video. And I think one of the first games in these scrims, I ended up overthinking it and screwing myself over and missing out on so much free space because I was thinking, oh, there's nobody here. Or sorry, there are a lot of people here. In reality, it was one team. I'm a bit annoyed with, I'm not seeing a delay in my shots. I don't know if NDI has been acting up lately. Nobody really tells me about it, but I need to figure that out. Looks really weird. So Kenny is running around with taking control. We walked into zone. It was a logical thing to do. We found a team on top of the thing here. Octane went for the solo push here. I failed climbing, but I do catch the crypto. I called that he was low. My Octane knew exactly what to do. It took the jump pad. At the same time, Gibraltar got himself into trouble, so I made a portal in. Oh, I accidentally canceled the recording. So, okay, so anyways, I noticed that when Gibraltar gets into trouble, so I make a push in and make a portal so he can back up or whatever, so I can assist him because we're stretched thin with Octane on the high ground. So make a portal forward here. At this moment, we don't know if it's one team, we don't know if it's two teams. All we know is it's messy. I assumed it was one team. I'm playing the slight like head glitch cover here. And what I am doing is one of the examples for really good Wraith play. I'm going to be providing space for my teammates, specifically the Jibby. Not really like... Yeah, I'm bouncing around going for massive shots and I'm hitting solid massive shots. But for the first second or so, all I did was assist the Jibby so he could like free fire onto people. Now, I called him to take the portal so we can actually back up. Octane ended up getting a pick on one of them, so that means this is a 2v2 situation. Jibby walks up and once again finishes him. I walk up, I have a massive flank here because they're all focused on Jibby. That means I know I have space, I know I can look for something, and that's exactly what happens. I catch one of them batting, and the other one is right on top of it. Bit of a greedy here, go for the hot swap. But, yeah, Pink Turbocharge just got it. Cleans it up. That's what a good Wraith looks like there, chat. I didn't tell chat. Oh, that's a good what a good Wraith looks like. Genuinely, that is what you should do. Like a Wraith doesn't have to kill everyone. Just provide space while not dying. What I had to do there was bounce around, so that was like an extreme example of that. But if you can just provide enough space that your teammates can collapse on that or make something out of it, then you end up being fine. We'll have to see. Because of the way we played, like, this was very aggro, honestly. Like, logically, it doesn't make much sense to go for the fight here. The end result, however, is that north side is free. There shouldn't be any teams here unless they are gatekeeping in terminal. But we have this space completely free. We can walk up however we want and do whatever we want to just, you know, make some badass plays here.
If we win this, did I get master from this game? That's a video. So I hope so. But we don't want to jinx it.
So anyways, we're moving up a little bit. Just, you know, looking around. Jibby is kind of leading the charge. He shouldn't be. If anything, I should be leading the charge here. But he was ahead and he's just walking, so I'm following.
I still want to go.
I'm not exactly sure what this pulls. Actually, this was yesterday, but I don't remember exactly how it pulls. But it makes sense for us to do what we're doing now. Just walk up into zone, kind of like never walk into the middle of zone. We almost never do this in ranked, I've noticed. Even though like in pub, oh, sorry, in competitive, in tournaments, I try to walk in towards the middle as much as I can to get a good central position. But in ranked, at least these types of ranked, diamond ranked and whatnot, you don't really need to do that. Like I said, it kind of puts a target on you back if you take positioning, because it usually invites people to send on you. Like, so now we're running around looking for people to fight because we are confident, but we're not setting up. There's a big difference in play there. Just flat out holding W and going straight through the middle of the zone. And as you're noticing, there's not many teams here. So if we run into another team, we can take a fight and nobody will be able to third party us. Because nobody's here, nobody's showing presence. Everyone's at the edge of zone hiding, scared for their life. Now there's a fight right in front of us. So we're thinking the same thing. So we get a massive third party on them. Good damage with the Kraber shot. Super good cleanup. This is super risky though, because there was another team they're fighting that he took the portal. Or the fact that he took the portal was extremely risky. And I think they called also there was another team on left. We saw the Jibby on the left there now. He's super overextended, so we could make a push here. I can't make the call for the 1v1. Also, I got beamed. Jibby and Octane seem to be going for it. Actually, just the Jibby takes the 1v1. He punches him to death. We're doing just fine moving up here, working with the space. So we're at 2v3, or in a 2v3 situation here. I'm taking a small crevice, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if he's going for a kidnap or something, but he did not do it right. That definitely caught him off guard. I thought it would be moving or something. So I don't have a hot swap here. There's hot swaps on the box there. I'm just trying to like look a little bit, try to find... Oh, can you swap somewhere? I ended up sticking the bat because I don't think there's any red on the floor. Octane sends it in, and I come in to clean it up because I was hoping he'd be low still. He was kind of low, but he managed to get the swap up. That doesn't mean I can't, you know, do anything now. I wrap back and look towards the Bloodhound. We're actually kind of split, like spread thin now. Wraith somewhere on my left, I don't know where, presumably backing off, running off to heal. She is 1 HP, so she has to pop a Phoenix and or a medkit. So there's just a Bloodhound here. He's stuck kind of in a pincer. There's Caustic on... My Gibraltar's on this side, I'm on this side, I can kind of run up. He's just gets stuck in a 1v2. He's just trying to run, he realizes his mistake in positioning, or his positioning error, so to speak. And yeah, we get the cleanup. I go back to Octane, because I want to get him up. We have a res right outside of zone. And I was thinking we can grab it pretty quick. I'm not sure what the... I'm not sure about like the damage at this very point, but I was thinking I can portal in. If I walk to the zone, I Q and then portal. We can use the thing over there, and we have the heat shield as well. I probably could have gone for the left side as well, but this is completely fine. So just heal up a little bit here now. So the one issue with what we're doing is, yeah, it's very risky. We could get third partied. Someone could push and go for like the, you know, to kill us from the rest. And he called. Now the Wraith came back, and I was very sure it was just a Wraith that ran off before she's going for the banners or something. So I just continue running forward. I called the same thing to my team, and I'm making a portal to finish the res play. Just logically, with how people play these lobbies, I didn't think anyone would be able to push. He just queued into him for some reason. Super easy cleanup. There we go. So the fact that nobody has pushed us, that means that we're gonna be very safe around here. We're by the edge of zone. Nobody pushed the rest. Nobody pushed anything. They're probably all on the west side, maybe south side of zone, but definitely not here. So we have a lot to work with. Can take a second to loot up, make sure we're fine. Just gotta get, usually like this, it's hard to have rigid rules in ranked, especially in diamond, because there are, it's very fluent. It's like water basically. You just gotta have to make something work. You gotta work with what. So this is what I'm doing now is a bit weird, champ. There's a team on our right and there's a team on our left. We got a little bit caught with our pants down. So this is exactly what I was talking about. Both of these teams were edge of zone. They were all the way on the east part. So we got all of this for ourselves. I took a super greedy peek just climbing up here because I was thinking I can get the kill on these rats. They called me back, which was really smart. So I turn her again. This guy just beamed my teammate. Quick swap. And then Amazing is waiting here. He's holding for him.
I don't trust that Wraith, man. I do not. We can probably just...
Just have to like push it together. And I got Graybird, so that's great. So then we have the last guy. That had to be the Loba. And yeah, that's right there. He's making a jump in. Let's not talk about that. I thought it was a Wraith because his skin always looks like a Wraith. I don't know if anyone in the comments sees the same thing. That specific Loba skin looks way too much like a Wraith. Especially at a distance. But it was an absolute gobsmacker of a game. Now this didn't put me in master. So we're just gonna see this real quick. We got so you can see the stats. It was pretty spicy. 10 kills, 2.1k damage. Pretty solid. 2.2 if we round up. So we ended up at about there. 80 RP off, 71 RP off. I was thinking we'll probably go through the decision making for the next game as well. For the sake of this video, for the sake of the series. Dude, I hate how
you know, like just straight out.
I having so many technical issues right now. So I hit a massive beam on me here, but I saw an opening here. They're all inside there, which means I might be able to make a play just to flank. Let's see if I did take that. No, this is after the scan. So right now I wasn't sure. I was just waiting for to see how it all evolved. But I decided that I'm gonna go for the flank here. So this is absolutely a massive flank. A little bit risky, but it's very game sense bound. I was just thinking they're gonna stay in the deep sides of the tunnel. I didn't fully commit anymore. And then we got this massive scan for Bloodhound. This is why Bloodhound is so good. Now I could instantly see that all of them are in this little tiny area. And we have a pincer on them. I'm looking for some nades for space. Now they were holding the back with the Ash, but that was insane. I called them that I cracked 2, so they're all pretty low. Basically like shooting fish in a barrel here. I'm moving up, even though it's a bit risky with the Ash on my right side, because I want to get some KP, so we can secure those early kill points. We can get those RP if things go bad. That should have been more than 66 damage. It's fine now. And then we get the cleanup. Super huge.
Awesome.
Fairly clean fight. The shots weren't clean, but the decision making was clean. Just, you know, pincering them off and applying pressure.
Okay, chat, be careful now.
And then just working with what they gave us. So now I have free KP. I can literally just go sit in a corner and get RP. That's what a lot of people have been doing this season, but I figured let's play this properly still. I'm not gonna make a massive play for a win. But I wanted to hit Masters this stream. I think at this specific moment, I think it was about 2 or 3 a.m. in the evening or in the night, so I just wanted to close this out and go to frick to bed. It does crack a lot. So he's waiting here, he's looking around. I was thinking maybe there's a third party here or someone he's waiting. We've seen a lot of that. Or maybe there will be a team running in it since we've been fighting. But there wasn't any pressure from any team, so we're kind of good. So he's walking up here. You know how it is. You know how it is. And we're gonna just start running. So we have to get to the end. Or into zone, rather. Oh, I wanted to pause on that. Oh, I missed it. I want to pause on the map if I open it again. I was looking for a way in, like the most logical way to run. which was going through a tunnel here, and then walk in the Hammond area. Very, very Monka's subject I was talking about. I don't know if you gotta cut that shiv or not, but we'll see. So basically here, oh no, I cracked my neck anyway. So basically we just always playing edge of zone, chat. I've been burned so many times going deep. There is just no reason to run deep in these lobbies. Every time I did, we just got pinched from everywhere. The most reliable strat was simply walk in with zone, take a position by the edge of zone, and play that and adjust. Every time I try to be proactive, it backfired. So reactive is the way to play in these incredibly chaotic lobbies. If you are in like super high tier predator in the start of the season where everyone's tryharding, you can be a little bit more organized. If you play scrims, you can be more organized. But the greatest enemy to a team like this is literally a like the disorganized teams. They'll do unpredictable stuff and will get you caught. So there were two teams fighting here. I started just walking up thinking that, okay, I'm gonna look for something. So a good thing is if someone's in a smoke, it's super hard to see a grenade coming in, even if it's just rolling. So I was looking for it. It was a horrible grenade, by the way. But I was just running up a little bit greedy with this, despite what I said before. My teammates are all the way out of zone. But I figured I'd apply a little bit of pressure. I'll look for something. And we catch the blood. I'm trying to run away. But Monka. So this actually ended up backfiring, and you'll see soon. So I started getting shot in the back. I thought the arrows was from front, but I just went for the cleanup here. So we're fighting one team that's inside zone, and then is another team behind us. They're well applying pressure or shooting us in the back or whatever. Not really pushing fully yet, but they made themselves very visible. My teammates got absolute dumpstered, or at the very least Bangalore. We get the nice cleanup there with the Mastiff. Quick hot swap here. And I think we heard the other team pushing here.
One of those guys is a sussy fucking baka.
Alright, so anyways, yeah, this is when we heard them. I just took the portal to reset. But there was another team here, and then I made a call here. I needed ATRP. We will not, even with a jump pad, we will be unable to res this Bangalore without getting shot. There's at least a one team from inside zone. So I said, alright, bye. And I just jump padded out. I did a full master play here. I think...
I'm making an RP play, chat. I have max.
I even called it, I'm making an RP play here. Because we have max, or almost max KP. We have 6 KP. There's no point in risking it at this point. The lobby will close. We might be able to get RP, but I've made hero plays. I had made hero plays for the entire duration of that stream and decided I'm gonna back up and get some more RP. This doesn't mean, guys, don't click out just yet. This doesn't mean that I was ratting the whole game. But I made a RP play here because I knew I would not be able to recover his banner without risking everything. They're inside zone. I think they might have been pushing out, but they're still kind of inside zone with that to their back. We have the constant pressure of the zone behind us. We are one man down. Don't have positioning cover or anything. So I just made executive decision to just leave. And I asked them if they had KP as well, so I wouldn't feel as bad as ratting. I still would go even if they had KP or didn't, because this would be the game that would get me master, and I'm not gonna throw it all away, especially with how many games I've thrown away already. Like, I get very liberal with these, but eventually you gotta be careful with it. So we have to make a super long rotation here now. I don't know exactly where blood on is. I think it's somewhere behind me, around this area. But I just basically go, alright, I'm gonna get into zone. We have the car, I have a heat shield. Zone is closing. We don't know exactly where it ends, but we're gonna rotate in for the south side. It makes the most sense. Actually, I ended up skipping the car because it does bring a lot of attention. But I was thinking about it for a little moment there. Anyways, I walk in because I do have time, 25 seconds for it to start closing, and I'm on Octane. I'll be fine. And nobody's holding here. I don't know why they would, but we've seen some pretty weird plays by people lately, so it wouldn't surprise me. Well, that's not true. It would surprise me, but I also wouldn't be like surprised. I don't know if that makes sense. It's to be expected at this point. People do weird stuff. But I walk up here, nobody's holding as it seems, so I can just walk for free. I'm talking to chat, having a great time. No, my teammates probably gonna show up behind me. He ended up on the, I think, other side of terminal, so we're cut off at this very moment. But we're just walking up now, and hoping that nobody shows up, hoping we can, you know, make a move in and rotate. I go on the right side here, so zone is closing. I'll have to tank it a little bit. But if I walk up in the top left, odds are definitely a team is going to be holding this choke here. So I go here instead to the right side. It's not even looted. And we have, you know, the cover of the I don't know, are these ferns? I'm not good with trees. Any tree experts in comments, let me know. But whatever trees these are, I was like, okay, we're gonna use them. Now I was looking for maybe a way to like glitch through them or something, some good rat spot for the time being, as we're waiting for new zone or something. And as I was waiting for Bloodhound to make his move into the zone, he is on the way, and he will be here momentarily, and then we can start making some other plays on for positioning. Yeah, so about 5th, 4th place or something. I'm skipping ahead though, because we were just sitting here for a bit. And I was talking to chat about the neck crack thing. So my teammate came here. I started looking around how we're gonna rotate. We're rotating on the right side. It makes the most sense. Just with how the zone looked to be pulling. I don't think I had a solid... Wait, I did have a solid read on the zone. Let me pull the map up. I'm gonna show you guys what the read I had on the zone a bit. There. This zone right here doesn't have a lot of endings. But my read was it was gonna pull... There's one zone that ends right here. So there's a mix of my read and what I wanted. But there's a zone that pulls right here, where one team is on top and one team is on bottom. The team on top always wins, because it fall out of the map from the bottom. But it's basically like guaranteed second place if we get the bottom part. And seeing as we're in diamond lobbies, seeing as I'm one man down, seeing as I don't care too much about winning, I want to get my RP. I was like, all right, we're gonna make a move to the right here, so we can actually get that position with the read we have at the moment. There are people fighting in grow towers or poking or whatever they're doing in grow towers, so that does get in the way a little bit, but that's fine. I just move up. They're not paying attention to me, they're paying attention to each other. That gives us a great opening to try and make a rotate. A little bit of a reach around for that RP. Yeah, there we go. I called it. I told chat about it. That's the plan. So now we're on plus 46 at... Yeah, because I think I was like 4th or 3rd place would need to get 80. Because I needed plus 80 RP, if you remember. But I did walk up here, nobody's watching. I did see... I don't know if I noticed that guy when I was running. But I'll definitely notice that guy. So now we're kind of like in a weird decision. I don't know if this is a full squad or not. But they're where I want to go. I wanted to climb up on this high ground. So I mentioned I wanted to go in the hole, but ideally I want to climb up on the high ground because you can still make something happen. I just go for the beam here. He made a big mistake there. So I just, I back up, I bat. Now it is, in my head this was a 2v2 now. And he flew back for the Bangalore, so I was like, oh crap, we gotta stop the res. Super risky peek, by the way, but nobody had shown presence from the left, so... This was the stick that got me masters. I just jump pad in, I send it. Gotta get the quick cleanup with that explosive... Oh, explosive Octane play. Now he didn't die, I assumed it was maybe a self-res, and there was, but that could have very well have been a 3rd team somewhere. And that's how we got mastered. Plus 100 from Matt, because we also get kill points. But I back up down here now, just trying to get some hot swaps and make the best out of it. I still want to get a better positioning, even though... Because now we secured it, now it doesn't matter too much. But we are in a very bad spot, unless it pulls specifically to the hole here. But I'm walking in, just because I got my rank does not mean that I can't try to make a good win or content out of it, despite all that. But the grind was done at this point, and chat was like, oh my god, but we're not fully done until we're in the lobby screen, and we can still make something great out of it. So my read was completely off. It ended up pulling all the way over here, and I said it's actually good. It's not really. I mean, it's good because we wanted to win all of a sudden. But if we wanted to go for the 2nd place, this was a massive downgrade. Because now we just gotta make a play here. And there were so many teams. There was a team right in front of me, and there was a team on high ground. It was just such a mess. So we're just kind of waiting now, and just trying to see, like, what is the play? What can we do? What we really need to happen is we know there was teams grow towers and it should be teams around. Maybe a little bit much. Maybe there's a lot of like expecting what teams are doing or assuming what they're gonna do, which is bad. Sometimes it's really good, but sometimes, like I said, it shoots you in the foot. But I was just waiting for something to happen, so maybe I could 3rd party or something. Maybe a team was gatekeeping here, and we can make a play out of that. So I was debating maybe going down here to this walkway, this new part. Or maybe zipping up. The zip here is a death sentence if someone is on top. So I asked the blood on here, he should scan upwards and just make sure that our angle is clear. So we can try to zip up and, you know, get maybe like, yeah, just run from here. Make a jump pad in or whatever. So that scan instantly confirmed. Okay, we can just zip up on the edge here. Now I saw a team here. They did not see us. And I was just like, don't shoot. We're just gonna try to play small. But they spotted us. So that means we had to make a play. I made a jump pad because I wanted to jump pad in not only deeper, but specifically to run this area and then run into cover over here. With 5 squads remaining, that seemed like a safe bet. There was a team on the right side, didn't see him until about now. And I assume this was a rat with a Kraber. Good little tappy strafe. So this is 1v1 I fought, and then I fail at this hot swap. And that, yeah, that got me killed completely. But I still have the self-res, blood on dice. A bit of a weird push from them, I'd say, but whatever. Decided to hit the self-res here because I'll glitch into the red bush here. Completely fine. I have the self-res, but they... But he pushed to get the finish. I don't know why the hell he would do that. Because what happened immediately after is he got himself killed.
Why would he do that?
But he's a Diamond 4 player, so, you know, you gotta... They don't think ahead sometimes. Maybe he's on a security KP and he had 0 before that. What do I know? But that, anyways, that is exactly how I got Master. Let me see if we can get the... Oh wait, we missed the money shot. I ruined the money shot. So that 5 kills, 2.2 damage, the exact same as the last game. Except, you know, 5 kills instead of 10. Oh, there we go. Oh, beautiful. Solo to Master complete. Obviously not going for Predator because that's 44k RP at the time. And there's just no point. But it's really cool to have Solo to Master again. And I did this, you know, without really ratting. Yeah, we play passive at times, we held position at times. You guys should check out the other videos if you haven't. But it all just came down to smart play and just outskilling the opponents. And I'm hoping that you guys have learned something for this series and that you guys want to see more of these videos in the near future. Just let me know in the comments. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe so you don't miss when those come out. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna head off and I'll see you all tomorrow.